Anzac Day. It is about 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, and as you can see, crowds are already forming. So here we are in the Domain. This is the first time I've been to an Anzac Day dawn service for about 8 years. Simple reason being that I got very depressed to see the speed with which the World War II generation was passing. The old veterans that were marching in their thousands when I was a boy are down to their hundreds, and they're in their 90s now. They're getting real frail, so it was just a bit sad to see them go. However, we're meeting up with a couple of army buddies here, and we're going to have breakfast straight afterwards. So far it's the weather's holding, although when I got up this morning it was absolutely slashing down with rain. Might keep the numbers down, we'll see. They're starting to flow in now. So that is the Auckland War Memorial Museum. It's the building that was built in the 1920s as a kind of memorial to the Auckland soldiers who were killed in the First World War. And Anzac Day in New Zealand and Australia, pretty bloody big deal now. It's really our national day. The irony, well, not the irony I suppose, but we are exactly a month away from when I leave New Zealand to head to Turkey to go to Gallipoli. So 4 weeks from now I'll be on the chunk of real estate that this is commemorating. My army mates and I are coming up here because it's the right thing to do, but we're also remembering a number of people that we knew over the course of our service who have been killed, not in action but in accidents. Troy Fisher, good guy that we went through OCS with and onto the Special Air Service. He died of multiple sclerosis a couple of years ago. Tony Walser, Sergeant Tony Walser, he was a Carter NCO in my battalion. He was killed in Timor in a vehicle accident. Sergeant Rogers, Flight Sergeant Rogers, he was a parachute jump instructor when I did my parachute training in the Army through the Air Force. He was killed because of a malfunctioning piece of equipment. Sergeant Tim Timu, bloody good New Zealand Armoured Corps sergeant, he was killed when a Scorpion tank rolled on him down in Waiuru during an exercise. So we're here to remember those guys as well. Anyway, we're going to find my mates. Still coming in. Still pretty early. My mate Travis is in the artillery, so he's late and probably in the wrong place. We'll hook up with him later. When I was a kid, my brother and I used to come up and we used to try and walk around the entire circumference of the museum. There's a ledge that stands up about 3 or 4 feet off the ground. We used to hug the walls and walk all the way around it, thinking we were extremely brave. This building's been here since I was, my entire life. And there was a time when I was about 9 years of age, my aunt brought me up here for an Anzac Day service, and we watched Gallipoli veterans, very, very elderly men shuffling along. There was about 15 of them. I guess this must have been in the mid-70s, so they were still around in those days. And where we are now with the World War II guys, come the pipers, the World War II guys are now at that same age. They're passing very quickly indeed. And consequently, every Anzac Day in the last 10 years has just got bigger and bigger. It's a hell of a shame the old diggers who have passed weren't around to see it. It's becoming something more than just an Anzac Day military thing. It's kind of, as I said, our national day. So there we are. I'll save the battery and we'll crack into it when the guys arrive.
The Ode for the Fallen will now be recited by two veterans. First in Creole Māori by Sam Rafferty, and then in English by Guru Hafford.
E kore rātau, e kore heke tia. Pēnei i a tātou, kua māhua le i nei. E kore poki rātau, e moiko. A koa e lea i ngā āhuatanga o te wā. I te heri atu o te rā. Kai noa, i tāmu mai i te ata. Ko gaumahara no tātou ki rātau. Ko gaumahara no tātou ki rātau.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. Going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
The sounding of reveille and the raising of flags proclaims our belief the landings at Anzac Cove heralded the dawn of nationhood for New Zealand and Australia.
Brian, how do you feel about singing the Australian national anthem?
I can't find the words to Waltzing Matilda.
Good 1 month, Trav.
Never gonna happen.
Well, that's it for another year. It's quite interesting touch singing the Australian national anthem along with ours. It's a nice touch, actually. I never say that to those bastards, but Anzac is 2 nations, Australia and New Zealand. Just a quiet word to the Aussies, not to forget the last 2 bits of it. Anyway, I hope you guys had a nice time, and I'll talk to you soon. And now, very quiet down here at the viaduct. We're all going to convene for a big breakfast. Anzac Day breakfast with the army boys, so it should be nice. Turned into a beautiful day, actually. It's winter here now, but it was absolutely pissing down at 4 o'clock. We got really lucky, the rain held off for the service. So, viaduct base in Auckland, New Zealand, Anzac Day 2013.